Hey everyone, and welcome to the channel. My name is Ash, and today I'm going to be doing a quick review for 5 separate video games in this sort of compilation review. Now, these were on PC and Xbox, and I've been playing them recently over the sort of Christmas and into the new year. We were lucky enough to be sent all these codes from the publishers or the developers, so big thank you to them for that. So let's take a look, because actually this time there is a handful of really awesome games here that you should check out. So let's get it on. Okay, so first up on the list is The Solar Ring. Now, I played this on Xbox. It's priced at a very low price of £1.69, and it was released in June 2022, and it's published by SM Service. So in this game, it's a sort of platform action game. The Lord of Darkness has stolen the Solar Ring from the Kingdom of the Sun and is planning to turn the world into darkness. You were chosen to go on a dangerous journey to retrieve the Solar Ring and conquer the Lord of Darkness. Now, this is a very indie game. Doesn't have any achievements, unfortunately, from developer SM Studio, which is the big downside, because like I say, I always get put off when games don't have achievements included, because it just gives me one less thing to work for and one less reason to keep playing. But in this game, you'll have to travel through worlds, fight different enemies, and purchase and improve your weapons and abilities, basically so you can improve your combat, and you've basically got to save the kingdom. Now, there's a variety of different biomes on offer. They start off in like a wooded, sort of sunny one. You end up in like a sort of lava-filled one. There's like a snowy one as well. So there's a variety of different environments to work through. There's lots of combat. There's different weapons you can have. There's like a hammer, there's axes, there's magical abilities and stuff like that. The enemies and the character models are very basic, as are the environments. The ambient sort of environment music isn't too bad though, and there are a variety of different upgradable weapons and abilities to deal with. Plus, you can also switch your knights later on if you unlock them, and these different sort of like playable knights have different abilities, sort of like some have shields, some can heal faster, some have got better healing, all that sort of stuff, and some are like quicker in combat. So there's a reason to sort of jump between them. And as you're doing these different biomes and levels and stuff, there are a variety of different environmental hazards to avoid. There's traps, there's jumping sections, there's sort of like spikes and blades and swinging things trying to kill you, as well as the enemies in the levels. Now, this is the one I least enjoyed. It's just very rough around the edges. It is very low priced, but like I say, it's rough, and honestly, you'll probably not get very far in it. You'll probably play a couple of levels, especially with the platforming and the camera, because you're so zoomed in on your character, it's really hard to make the platforming jumps without sort of falling to your death. Now, I was unable to record this game when I was playing it. I don't know why every time I click record with the Xbox DVR, it just wouldn't have it. So I have had to use someone off YouTube's footage. So this is from some gameplay footage from Tiago Punisher, so check them out. They haven't got many subscribers, but honestly, there's not many people talking about or even showing this game off on YouTube. I think I could only find like 3 other videos, so check them out, give them a like and a subscribe, and obviously give it an extended watch to see if this is the sort of game you're looking for. Okay, next up, on PC I played Azazel's Christmas Fable. Now, I apologise it's took me this long to get this out the door. I really want to get it done prior to Christmas, but then one thing led to another. So I'm playing it now, and I can honestly not recommend this one enough. This is a sort of 8-bit point-and-click adventure game. Definitely reminds me of like old school games like Secrets of Monkey Island and stuff like that. It's got a great atmosphere. It's got a lot of like comedy in its writing, and it's fully voice acted. Now, the game was released in November 2022, just in time for Christmas, and basically it's really, really good. It's only a short point-and-click game. You'll get through this in probably just under 3 hours, so it's not going to take you all day. The graphics, like I say, they are like 8-bit, but they're very detailed in their backgrounds and the characters, and there's just sort of the atmospheric style they've put into the game. It does look fantastic, and it really gives you the old school sort of point and click vibes. Now, obviously, this is a Christmas themed adventure, so expect to see elves, Santa, all in predicaments they probably don't want to be in or seen in. It's extremely funny. It features all sorts of characters, fully voiced. It has an original score, as well as a few traditional Christmas favourites. There's over 50 plus hand-drawn backgrounds, and like I say, the backgrounds and everything look fantastic. There's plenty of puzzles through the game to play. They're not too difficult. There's a few that sort of slow the pace down and break the flow a little bit, but that's the same with pretty much any point-and-click adventure game I've played. There's even a variety of collectible items as well if you want to go for that extra challenge. And you're also able to explore the world after beating the game, which is a really nice touch. But it's not a difficult game. It is funny. Some of the comedy might not land with everyone, but if you like a sort of this style game, you want to like see one set in like the sort of winter and Santa-esque environments, while also having obviously the sort of devil theme to it, then I highly recommend checking this one out. It's a really good point and click adventure. Okay, next up is a game that honestly took me by surprise how much I enjoyed it, and that is Railway Empire: The Complete Collection. Now, this was released in 2020, developed by Gaming Mind Studios and published by Calypso Media, and this is sort of like a version of the game that comes with the original game, as well as an absolute ton of DLC sort of content. So this basically is like a management sim style game where you basically have to build and expand a wide-ranging rail network, and you basically have to connect stations, and you have to transform remote locations into booming cities basically. So it's not super in-depth. It sounds like it would be really complex and really sort of like sim management, but it isn't that bad at all. It's more about sort of looking at where you sort of lay in your rails and making sure you have got your tracks going to the right places so you can take your sort of cargo where it needs to go, while also keeping an eye on your competition and keeping ahead of them basically. So this game it takes place across 100 years of history, across a whole variety of different sort of time periods for sort of locomotive transport. And like I say, you not only do you get the core game, which has a absolute ton of content, but you also get DLC packs for the Great Lakes, Down Under, which is like Australia, Great Britain and Ireland, France, Germany, Mexico, Northern Europe, and the Andes. So you're getting a ton of extra content. It's got an enhanced weather system and night mode. It includes all the regional soundtracks as well as all of the unique city buildings and characters for each of those locations. And you end up having 15 unique scenarios and 4 challenge maps to play through. And there's also free-to-play and sandbox modes as well. So there's loads to do. Like I say, I haven't even scratched the surface on this game because there is just so much content. I'm thinking I might live stream it, me playing it a little bit, or maybe I'll do like a review of some of the single DLCs, because there's just so much content to sort of deal with. It's hard to explain it all in one. But the game features a ton of historically accurate locomotives, including all the DLCs and everything. You have 80, more than 80 should I say, that you can assign to your different rail routes. And when you're playing the game, you can like pick and choose sort of like your scenarios at times, or in the sandbox mode, and you can take on up to 3 rival companies at once. Now, this game is available on Xbox One and Xbox Series X and S, and it's normally priced at $34.99, and that's including all the DLCs. However, for the next week, it's on sale for $22.74. So, if you like trains or simulation games, like you want to play like Railroad Tycoon, this is a game to definitely check out. Or if you're a train guy, you'll really like how they're all like historically accurate. They all look fantastic, and it does look good as well. Like I say, it's a good PC port. The game is also available on Steam and probably other consoles as well. But honestly, I was expecting it to be more in depth and more boring, but this is a really, really good sort of strategy simulation and rail management game. It's fun, it's enjoyable, and you get really addicted to it, to say that I didn't think I would be. So check it out, available right now. Okay, so next up is Togges, which I've been playing on Xbox. It was released in December 2022, developed by Regular Studio and published via Thunderful Publishing. Now this is a really interesting indie game that I must sort of try and explain to the best of my ability. It's really hard to, it's easier just to play it and you'll understand it. It's literally described as a game unlike anything you've ever played before. So this is a sort of weird puzzle platforming sandbox adventure. So you sort of have to spread and stack these box people called Togges around the world, basically. And you use them to sort of solve puzzles. So you have to put them next to each other, and it's all about making sure you've got enough of them to do what you're trying to do, basically. Now, it's a very non-linear collectathon style 3D platformer. It's like a bit of everything combined. It's so weird but wonderful. It looks fantastic. It's very unique. It plays great. It's basically just about making sure all these cubes go in the right place at the right time, basically, to complete things. That's it in its simplest of forms. And it's all about sort of using your brain, thinking outside the sort of general sort of box and sort of thinking, how can I complete this puzzle? How can I do that? And that is basically its main draw. Now, it features 7 massive levels with close to 30 bonus levels as well, with a huge focus on exploration. Now, there's a wide variety of characters and funny stories that you can interact with and experience during the game. And like I say, the environments look fantastic and they're very bright and colourful, which I really like. It really pops it for like a platforming puzzle game, like a collectathon, when they're cool, like gorgeously bright colours. I love that in games like this. So there's tons of hours of content, and it does feature, like I say, it's not sort of a level based as such, as it's more of a sandbox experience. So check it out. It is available right now on Xbox, priced at £16.99. Apparently on the Xbox Store, it's playable on Xbox One and Xbox Series X and S. Supports smart delivery, is optimised for Xbox Series X and S with 4K resolution. And apparently also it has ray tracing as well, which is a big win. So check it out. It's a really cool little 3D platformer that feels like stuff you've played before, but features so many new mechanics and stuff. It feels new, but it's like putting on your favourite pair of shoes. And then going somewhere new in them, basically. That's the best way to describe it. It's cool. You've got to combine all of your little box Togges for different sort of colours and using their different abilities, and basically trying to just complete all the puzzles. It's really hard to explain. Play it for yourself and you'll understand why, but you'll have a great time playing it. Okay, and last up is another huge collection in Dungeons 3 Complete Collection. Now, this was originally released in 2020, developed by Realm Forge Studios and published again by Calypso Media. And this is another massive game which includes all of the DLC. Now, Dungeons 3 is the third game in the series, and it's basically a really fun dungeon managing game where you basically build up your dungeon, you build up your armies and stuff like that, and it also features like a fully reworked overworld RTS mode as well. So the core game is included, which has a full single-player campaign, which had more than 20 missions, and it took about 20 hours to get through the original game, including randomly generated levels, and it also features a co-op mode as well. So it's a really fun game, but it's the DLC on top of that makes this bundle even more sort of fantastic in value. So you get a ton of extra content, which is amazing, including the expansion packs Once Upon a Time, Evil of the Caribbean, Lord of the Kings, Clash of the Gods, an unexpected DLC, Famous Last Works, and a new skirmish map pack, as well as some of the free content updates that they did bring out over its lifetime. Now this means that you basically get over 50 plus missions all in, and over 50 hours of playtime as well. And that is before you get into the 2-player co-op mode, the competitive multiplayer. And there's just more content. There's more rooms you can build in your dungeon. There's more monsters you can unlock and have in your dungeon. More abilities to use and unlock. It's absolutely fantastic. It's got a great narrator across the game as well. And yeah, it's really, really good. I'm not normally the biggest fan of the dungeon sort of master, the dungeon sim games, because they normally let me down. There's only been a couple out there, like Dungeon Keeper and stuff like that have been really good. But this one is really, really fun. There's a few tutorials at the beginning to get you really into it and get you up to speed. But it's just great. There's just so much content. It sort of hits you when you switch the menu on, and it's just got a list of all of the campaigns. Like, which campaign would you like to play? And you're like, wow, there's so much here. Now, this is usually priced at £34.99, but it's currently on sale for the next week at £17.49. So you can grab an absolute bargain here with an absolute ton of content. That's like, you could easily get over like 100 hours out of this, playing through all the single player stuff and the multiplayer stuff, and then the sort of like versus multiplayer stuff. And that's just scratching the surface. They've done a fantastic job. It looks great, it sounds great, it plays great on a pad, and yeah, it's really, really fun. So much content, full of humour, funny stories. Like I say, it's well written. Can't recommend it enough. So that was the 5 games I played in this compilation of reviews. Let us know in the comments which ones sort of piqued your interest, which ones have you played, which ones haven't you played. Are there any you want to see us cover in the future in these compilation videos? Hit us up. We've already got a couple for the next one, so that'll be coming in a couple of weeks' time. But yeah, leave a comment down below, hit that like button, hit share and subscribe, and we'll see you soon for more gaming content, everyone. Bye for now.